Big ups to one of the original founders and the director of Traveller's Tales, Jon Burton, who has extremely graciously made his director's cut for Sonic 3D Blast free for all of us to enjoy. Before saying any more on that, you should definitely check out his channel, Game Hut, which is some of the most accessible technical content that a non-technical person like myself has seen on YouTube. Things that I didn't even know I wanted to learn about, I have happily binge watched over the last few months. Like, honestly, I can count the number of times we have plugged something on our channel on one hand, and I'd happily recommend this. So, to the game. Not being part of the Sonic hacking scene, which I didn't know existed, and I love the fact that it does. As far as I can tell, this is a non-judged entry into the Sonic Hacking Forum's 2017 contest. What's cracking about Jon is that here is something that is effectively free. It's been shared as a labour of love, with nothing more than, I hope you enjoy what I have made. In the year of the loot box, how refreshing to have someone give you something rather than take. I am so sorry to insult those of you who are Sonic fans watching this footage in the background. It's me playing, you know, or at least trying to. I don't need to be told I'm not good at it, I just have to enjoy it. Although I am old enough to remember the game's release, I wasn't rich enough to own it. I was a kid. This leaves the problem here of not having a reference point to make a judgment on how good it is. So don't treat this video as a review. If something is not made for you and you don't have the prior expertise on it, it kinda limits how much benefit your opinion gives to the subject. I understand that. I can only go on what I am seeing now. It's like me judging the best American football team on whose uniform I like the most. There's also no fairness on trying to judge somebody's work who obviously is immensely talented with a CV to back it up on something that has been given away for free. So with that in mind, I'm saying that I am playing it now, and that allows me my personal views of what it's like now, as opposed to what I remember from then. And I think it's fun. I did it justice of loading up the original game for 15 minutes and playing before I played the director's cut. And like, even with my noob status, I can definitely feel the difference. The changes have definitely led to a more fun experience. The camera just works better. The recording of me playing here is the DX version, and if you can believe it, I am doing at least twice as well as I did on the original. I may be overthinking it, and maybe it's not too widespread, but with the resurgence of the likes of Sonic Mania, it could be that some comparisons are going to be made from this to that by us outsiders. If this does happen, that's wrong. It's two completely different starting points. It's no scoop of the century to say that old things feel old and new things feel new. Even with the director's cut improvements, there's definitely that old feeling about the game. For me, it was not knowing where to go most of the time. That was my problem. But as I've said, this is not a review of the game. Getting lost and not being able to judge where I land and so on, those are my problems. I'm just hopefully trying to raise some recognition to cool dudes like Jon, who give us things for free that we probably don't deserve. It's just nice, man, you know, good times playing a bit of Sonic. Like, legally, if you want to play the director's cut of Sonic 3D Bash like I am, you obviously already own the original game, meaning that you legally can have a copy of the ROM to play it on an emulator. None of us would ever think of using a grey, almost legally unenforceable means of obtaining it to patch in the file. Of course not. And if you DM the channel, we will certainly not send a direct link to a pre-patched version of the game. Out of the question. Other new things which are good for you, probably not good for me, because as I said, they weren't a problem for me 20 odd years ago. There's a level editor in it. There's the option to toggle on the director's cut or play it as the original. It seemed quite a big deal from the Game Hut videos that a new crab enemy was in it. There's a save system, there's a level select system, you know, all cool things. Progress. So play some Sonic, don't play some Sonic, up to you. Do watch our videos. There's another plug. Bye.